Welcome back today. We're going to do something very different that you have not seen for our drink of the day today. We're going to do a hot toddy. Hot toddy was supposed to have curative properties in it, and while I'm thinking of that, I'd like to actually give a little shout out to all of our friends out there that are on the very front lines of the coronavirus right now, solving problems, especially to a very, very special person to me. Amy has her first day off in many, many days today and is at home from the front lines. And I want her to know that we're making this drink for her. This drink I like to call a big hug in a glass. And because of that, I think that you should have one, Amy, as well. So let's get started with this drink. The hot toddy, the word toddy actually comes from, an Indian word where they produced a liquor where they basically distilled palm and then heated it up and made kind of a warm punch. But what I have done is I've taken 2 snifters, I've filled them with hot water to get them warm. Now, those of you, depending upon the quality of your snifter, need to be very careful when you pour hot liquids into it. Glass easily cracks, so you want to bring that up to temperature before we create the drink. So now that my snifters are warm, I'm going to go ahead and dump the water out. Set them back down. Now this drink, I like to, it is like a warm blanket, but I like to make it a little bit stronger for that reason. If it doesn't cure what ails you, it'll definitely put you to sleep or you just won't care. So we're going to go within each one of these snifters with 3 ounces of bourbon. 3 ounces, there's 2 other side of the cup for our 1 ounce pour. Now, really good bartenders can use a spigot, and I can too, but I wanted you to be able to see my pour amounts as I do these drinks. So there we go with that. Our next thing that we want to add into this is about an ounce, maybe 2 teaspoons really of honey. Good quality honey. Now, when you buy honey, try to buy something local, because it is said that locally made honey can help with allergies and things like that. Now, I'm not a doctor, and some will certainly correct me on this website. That's fine, but who cares? I want to have local honey anyway. It supports our economy. So there's honey right there. Now, again, we're going to go with a 1/2 ounce of fresh lemon juice into this drink. Now, if you'll notice, I haven't done anything for the hot part yet. And the reason is I want to try to get some of this bourbon to dissolve this honey. When I was a kid, my grandmother used to make cough syrup out of bourbon and honey. And for some reason, whenever we got real rambunctious as kids, she would declare that we had a cough and we needed to have a good healthy dose of that cough syrup. And then for another reason, we'd all fall asleep right after that. And she would get some peace and quiet. So we've kind of made part of that cough syrup mixture right here. Honey and bourbon and lemon. And there we go. That's dissolved some of it. Now I'm going to go ahead and put into each of these cups 2 star anise. Now I'm saying that very distinctly, star anise, because the other pronunciation that some people will use of that word doesn't sound like something you want to put in a drink. So now we've done that. We've put those in there. I am using today a blackberry black tea from Monty. Monty is an amazing tea company. Friends of mine have been working with this company for years. They own it and they make some great teas. Look them up online if you get a chance. Now here we go. I'm just going to add some tea. Good hot tea. And this is the big reason that we use the snifter. The snifter is made at the top. It gets smaller at the top, and the reason for that is it concentrates those vapors. So you get to breathe those in and help loosen up your lungs and make you feel good. And plus the alcohol goes straight to your brain when you're breathing it into your lungs that way. We garnish this with a lemon. There we go. 2 lemon wedges. And now here you have, let's move these out of the way so you can see it better. You have the hot toddy. Get one of these. It's like a blanket in a glass. It wraps up and says, I love you. If you can't get a hug, you can get a hot toddy. It's a hug in a glass. I'll tell you what this drink came about. Well, it was quoted, William Faulkner's niece, the American writer William Faulkner, his niece was quoted in a Smithsonian magazine. She said, Pappy alone decided when a hot toddy was needed, and he administered it to his patient with the best bedside manner of a country doctor. He always served it on a beautiful polished tray and admonished the patient, saying, you drink this very fast before it gets cold, and enjoy. There's the hot toddy.